On today's episode of Heights Chronicles, we're keeping it all the way hip hop with this one. I got to have a sit down with 2/3 of the masterminds behind the showcase that took unsigned underground hip hop talent to prime time. I'm talking about the classic legendary show on cable TV, Mad Ciphers. This platform was pivotal with exposing and creating your favorite rappers in the infancy stages of their careers and help build a bridge to superstar status, helping them become your favorite artists of today. So yeah, I need everyone to sit back, relax, grab a glass or a bottle, your favorite whatever, and toast to a Washington Heights gem and enjoy today's episode of We Gon' Make It, the Mad Ciphas Story, right here on the Heights Chronicles. For promo use only, not intended for mature phonies. It's for the world, all my real ones and true homies. The following content I present may contain real topics for your brain, not intended for you lame. The Chronicles, taking you to elevated heights. Lights, camera, action is factual, factuation on facts, water and land. While we travel the globe, the goal to touch every soul. Let's go. Everybody, who's the third member of the Mad Ciphers trio?
That's G. G's missing in action right now. I think he's out on the West Coast right now.
Yeah, he's in the West Coast right now.
All right, peace to that brother, peace to that brother as well, man. Peace to G. Mad Ciphers actually sounds like a rap group. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Y'all sound like y'all some spitters. My bros, y'all was all born and raised in New York City.
Yeah. Well, I was born in DR, but
okay.
When I was like 3 years old when I got here.
¿En qué parte started?
I was born in Santo Domingo, but my parents were from Santiago.
That's what it is. Santiago in the house, baby. You already know. You already know. What about you, Gabby?
Yeah, I was born in New York City.
Okay. And what hospital was you born in, brother?
St. Luke's in Harlem.
St. Luke's. And this is my first time meeting Starlin, by the way. Gabbo, I know you're from 184, right? That's the block you're from?
Nah, actually from 177, but I used to chill out a lot in 184 because
you're from 177. Okay,
yeah.
And what avenue? What avenue?
177 in Wadsworth.
Got it. What's up with you, Starlin? You from the Heights?
Nah, so I grew up in Harlem. I was on 135th between Broadway and Amsterdam.
You talk about by 33 Broadway?
Yeah, 33 was right down the block from me, yeah. And then when I was 18, that's when I moved to Inwood. So I was right there in 204 and Seaman Avenue.
Oh, okay. That you was in the heart right there, indictment and shit.
But I used to chill out. I used to chill in the Heights because I had a cousin who lived on 157. So I used to live there. Then when I met Gabbo and G, I used to be up in 184 too with them niggas.
Got it. So you was around by Club 2000 and back in the days.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm gonna ask. This question is for both of you brothers. When did you fall in love with hip hop? And Starlin, I ask you first.
Shit, man. I was a kid, man. must have been like 7, 8 years old, some shit like that. But I remember the first time that I realized, I was like, yo, this is the shit that I really want to fuck with. We were chilling on the block and we went into somebody's house and somebody popped in a mixtape. And it was like the first time I heard niggas cursing in music, but it made sense. And I was like, oh shit, these niggas are cursing. And it makes sense. Like it was like a story. And that's when I was like, okay, this is the kind of shit I want to be into.
No, that's what's up. Gabbo, what was that moment, man, when you was like, this is my shit right here, man. I love this shit.
I was pretty much the same exact age, like Starlin said, around like 8, 9, I was exposed to it. I think Slick Rick was like the first one that I really fell in love with. I first heard Slick Rick, like the children's story. To me, that was like my very first exposure to things, and I'm like, all right, I could really dig this. And ever since then my brother used to go to the army, so he would bring a whole bunch of LPs and shit. Way back when, of like different kind of music, different genres, like yeah, reggae, hip hop. So I started to tap into to that genre as well when I was younger. I expanded my mind and doing so.
That's ill. You talking about Slick Rick? The first record that my mom bought on wax for me was the. I'm a little older than you folks. I'm 46. So, was the Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, Lottie Dottie on side B or side A, and the show on side. I forgot which one it is, but that was the first single that my mom, you know what I'm saying, that bought to the crib and shit. And you know what I mean, and you know what I mean, like from there on, you know, even from before that, I think it was like listening to the Drug Dealers Bumping Sucker MC by Run DMC. That shit caught my ear. Like I never heard nothing like that in my life before, bro. And from there on, you know what I'm saying, I was hooked. And Starlin, how did you come up with the idea of and the concept of Mad Cipher?
So you know how it was back in the day. You turn on cable, and there was the public access channels.
Facts.
So we all used to watch it. I can't remember the name of the show, but it was that dude that he used to light up a blunt at the beginning and then play like
Oh
music.
yeah, the white dude. Yeah,
Yeah. I think his name was Real or some shit like that.
Indecent Exposure.
Yeah, Indecent Exposure.
Yeah.
So I used to watch shit like that, and I never thought anything about it. But then, like, it was after high school. I remember one time I was watching some shit, and it was actually a kid from the Heights. He had a show on, and it was just random shit. He would just like do random shit. So he was like out on his block, just chilling with people outside. And one day he was chilling on the block, and some dude came up and started rapping on it. And I was like, oh shit, that's dope. I was like, all right, that's dope. Then I saw another show, and there was somebody, and he was in his room, and his boy came through and spit a verse. And I was like, yo, that could be something right there. Like, you go to people's blocks, you have people that you don't know, people that most people don't know come through and rap. And that's what the idea started formulating. So I was like, all right. So I sat with it for a little bit, trying to think about what should we do. And then I was like, we need a name. And then I was like, all right, what name do we get? So then I was like, all right, I wanted to be, at the time, when you got to think about when we started, it was like, the idea came in 99. We started in 2000, right, Gab?
Yeah, 2000, yeah.
Okay.
At the time, everything was different. I wanted to incorporate people rhyming, graffiti, and even dance, shit like that. So it would have been a whole cipher of the hip hop culture. So I was like, oh shit, so it'd be like mad different ciphers. And then I was like, oh shit, Mad Ciphers. And that's what the name came. So then it was a matter of getting people to kind of work with me. So the first person I thought of was one of the original guys was Mario, and he was from 184. So he started doing it. Then G hopped along. Then we had Danny, then we had Gabble, and then everything just took off from there.
That's ill. That's ill because you know before you guys you know what I'm saying, like the only platform premiering like unsigned talent. I think A Decent Exposure was they already had like, you know, cats that were on. You know what I'm saying?
He did a lot of interviews with people that were on. And he did a lot of underground shit. Yeah, he did a lot of underground shit.
Correct, but as far as like unsigned talent on television, it was only like maybe like Goldie Hot Raps, which was like in fucking early '80s on public access, and Video Music Box. I believe that Ralph McDaniels, and shout out to Ralph McDaniels, fucking legend, Ralph McDaniels. He had like a artist spotlight segment that he would, you know, put every now and then, but when you guys were out, it was just y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all were like a monopoly in the game. You know what I'm saying? At that time. And y'all used to record and shoot these episodes.
Yeah, that was me. So that was when I was living right there on 204 in Seaman.
That was on. So
that was the crib.
You was taking cats uptown to Dykeman and shit.
Yeah, man.
And that was more Duke's crib.
Yeah, mom's Duke. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was it. That shit is not even there anymore, man.
So what you mean? The building that got
So
they
it
took
wasn't
it
a
down?
building; it was actually a house.
It was crib, and they took that shit
Yeah,
down.
so there were like two cribs in the middle of all these buildings. So we lived
That's
in one.
crazy.
Yeah, we moved out. That shit got torn down. I think they're putting up a new building now.
That's crazy. And what year did your first episode air? What, 2000?
About
I
2000.
Was it 2000? I remember it was September. I just can't remember if it was like late 99.
Okay.
It might have been 2000. Yeah,
I think it's 2000. Yeah.
And what was your time slot at the time?
What? Yeah, I think it was at 9:30.
Oh, now it's 11:30 because it was right after. It was during. I remember everybody used to be like, it was during.
After Raw, right? After Raw aired.
Oh yeah,
Oh, so it was always Mondays?
it was Mondays. Yeah, when we first started, it was Mondays.
Right. 11:30 Monday.
And who was the first guest, gentlemen?
Shit.
Y'all gotta have that in the vault, man. I hope y'all still got that in the vault.
Oh no, we still got it. I
Okay.
think it was this kid named Andy that I used to work with. I was working at a video store. And I think I used to rhyme. I think I got him to spit a verse. And I think it might have been also, no, that was later. I don't even remember, bro.
Was it Plex? Was it Plex?
I think he was like the second or third episode,
Okay.
but he might have been on the first. But he was like one of the first cats. And he was from right there. He lived on, I want to say it was Sherman.
He was from Dykeman. He was a Dykeman cat. Okay. Just give us a rundown real quick, like on all the rappers that we know that came up to your mom's crib before stardom.
You want to grab that one, Gavel?
Yeah, I mean, we have Jay Mills, Votto, Charlie Clips, Smoke Dizza, Nems, T-Rex. Who else? We have about Team Hot.
Team Hot, of course.
Yeah.
Shout out to Team Hot.
Top Dollar, Reynos and
Top Dollar, yeah.
Yeah, we also had cats from different states as well. Like because we started to branch out, besides just focusing on New York.
That's what I want to talk to you about. That's what I want to talk to you about as well. Because there was no DMs and the only way to get on the show was basically to like leave a message on the voicemail y'all set up.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's ill.
They had to call in and drop a verse to be able to make a cut.
So it was like an audition and all at once, bro.
Yeah.
And Gabble, some of your top three artists in the show that what I'm saying, top three artists that what I'm saying, you to this day or maybe even never even got a chance to shine that you guys aired.
Top three. Mills definitely have to be in there.
Shout out to Jay Mills.
Yeah, because of his impact that he had while he was on the show. Smoke Dizza, very, very close, to us.
Shout out to Smoke Dizza.
And he's been able to expand, and he got his own podcast now.
Yeah, definitely.
Always connecting with people.
The album he did with P Rock, I still bump that, man.
Yeah, and then my third top three of all time, I would have to go with Votto. Votto, to me, I just love his whole aura and his verses and flows and stuff.
Votto, shout out to Votto. Shout out to Votto as well. What about you, Starlet? Top three.
Mills, Smoke. But because we had stages, right? So if we're just counting the beginning, it would be the same thing. It would be Mills, Votto, Smoke for me. Yeah.
Okay.
But collectively, there's so many people now.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Like I forgot to mention like Mickey Fax as well. Mickey Fax.
It was just so much.
And then in the second go around when we came back after a hiatus, we had Dave East, West Side Gun, Conway.
East, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
So we also have Bams was on there. Like
they don't know, but they got Bams. Yeah.
That's ill. Were you guys aware of your ratings and numbers and how y'all were doing as far as episodes was concerned?
Nah, so because it was public access, that was like the one thing that they didn't give out the information about. But you knew every time we went down there to turn in the tape,
Yeah.
they saw who it was, they'd be like, "Oh shit, this is the show." And so I would always ask, I was like, "Oh, how do you know?" And they're like, "Oh, no, we just know." And it was because
So
I
they
think
had numbers.
yeah,
They knew, they just
they
didn't tell
have,
you guys.
yeah, they don't give you the numbers, but every
That's
time we went
ill.
down there, it was like the minute we showed up to turn in the tape, everybody would look like, "Oh shit, these are the dudes that are doing that show." So we knew that the numbers were high, but we just never got an actual number, you know?
And I asked because in one of my previous episodes, I had the pleasure to interview the bro Cha Cha Charlie. And in case y'all never heard of the name, he was the creator of the show Don't Hate on Us.
Oh, don't hate him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he mentioned that there was a time that the top three shows as far as ratings was Mad Ciphers, Don't Hate on Us, and Dominican USA. Shout out to the bro Freddie Imperial. I need you on the show. And you know what I'm saying? So it sounds to me like y'all was running the airwaves on public access at one point. Huh?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, every time I showed up to turn in that tape, everybody would just peek out like, "Oh shit, this is that show right there, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah."
Nah, man,
No,
you guys definitely left the impact and left the blueprint. You know, and eventually the platform like became so big that to me two things happened. One, it became larger than just New York artists coming through the show, and you was touching on that, Gabble. Like now you have artists from like out of town and like other cities like trying to get on. Am I right?
Correct.
And you mentioned Griselda and the other artists like outside of New York made appearances on the show.
Stalin, what's the name of that group from California that pulled up?
Damn, there got Cali cats coming through.
Yeah.
Shit.
shit, I don't remember.
Yeah, but we also had artists from like I don't know I can remember the specific names, but we had artists from like Houston, Canada, Florida, New Jersey. So we expanded. So you know what? So for example, like you saw ASAP Yams, what ASAP Yams did, how he was able to connect other artists from different states.
Yeah,
Pretty much, ASAP Yams was a student of our show, and he loved our show. He actually connected with him when he was alive.
Rest in peace to
Yeah, rest
ASAP
in
Yams.
peace to the homie. So he took that idea and pretty much branched out, and that's why he was able to connect with a lot of different artists from different areas, which was genius of him to do.
But you know that leads to the second thing to me. That you know what I'm saying showed the impact that you guys had. Was that labels started reaching out, other artists started reaching out as well, and this was like during the time when the internet was like kind of slowly taking over to the way we listen to music nowadays, and and eventually like they got like rid of the A&R departments and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That became like extinct. Where labels reaching out looking to like hire you guys for like A&R advice or you know what I'm saying, just for like having a good ear for talent. Is that what was happening with Mad Ciphers?
We got a couple phone calls in the very beginning when we started it, and they were just reaching out to get a hold of the artists. I think they were just pretty much just watching them. They will watch and then on their own try to get in contact with the people. But
It went straight to the artist instead.
we'll try to do that, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Um, Gabble, this question is for you, but Starlin, feel free to provide feedback as well. I had the bro Led Black from the Uptown Collective on one of my previous episodes, and once upon a time, Led was also an MC. He was a rapper. He formed a group named Point Black. He was a dope MC. I also rap, and one of the questions I asked besides besides like Dos from Fulanito and Mims and maybe like El Fudge, why do y'all think that artists and rappers from Washington Heights never bred like more successful artists in the industry?
Personally, there's no unity, man. That's just the bottom line.
You need a click.
Yeah,
You
you
need a
gotta be
strong foundation. That's a fact. That's
strength
a
in
fact.
numbers, man. There's no unity amongst. It's too much competition and egos. You know what I'm saying? Egos are killer. That's just the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? People, people want to step on others, man, instead of coming together and remember
That's
that's one.
that's a fact. Starling, what?
The reality is, sorry to cut you off, but the
No,
reality is,
you're good. Finish, brother.
once one person steps into the door, they can bring everybody else. So,
Facts.
and people lose sight of that.
Facts. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Bring the next one up, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. Starling, what are your reasons you think?
No, I never really thought about why it was, but I think that's a good point that Gabo made. I think not kind of bringing everybody else with you um is probably one of the reasons, you know. I think it is important that once you're coming in, you help out the people around you. So that might be it, but I can't really pinpoint exactly why, but that could be one of the reasons, you know.
And that's supposedly one of the downfalls in New York rap in general, supposedly, right? That we just too egotistical, and you know what I'm saying, and when 50 came, you know what I'm saying, he shook up the game so much that you know what I'm saying that you know what I mean, New York rappers was just you know, and then we had camps as well, like Dipset, and then Rockefeller, and everybody was trying to be like you know what I'm saying, number one and shit like that, you know what I'm saying. So those are definitely all good points. Gentlemen, I have to do this before I answer, before we move forward. Look, I have to give a shout out because I got a lot of crazy backlash from one of the episodes previously. I want to give a shout out to all the rappers from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna run it down real quick. Shout out to Clip. Shout out to Manhattan, Dose, Mims, El Fudge, Glocks, Sweepy, Yogi Bear, Gress, Eric B, Score, Rugged, Don Valentino, Toast, D Fortella, my man G.I., the Narcotics, Team Hot, Vinny Valentine, Tight, Q, aka Hawk, his brother Flavor, Static, Steve Hustle, Audubon, Steezo, Seek Blanco, um, and Bumpy Johnson and them. Shout out to Hostile, aka Bananas. Rest in peace to Boo Black, aka Donna Law. Rest in peace to Haku, and rest in peace to my brother Keith Dogs, aka MCN. I have to shout out the brothers because you know what I'm saying. Everybody that you know what I'm saying was from the hood that you know what I'm saying was out there doing their thing.
Shout out to my brother ARP Music and my little bros, the British Bulldogs, Little Heck and Rah Rah.
And now, Jen, and I appreciate you guys for that. Why has Mad Ciphers has that been like a full gig for you brothers? Have y'all been able to make a living off of that platform, or you know what I'm saying, or you got regular lives aside from that?
Nah, it was more. It was one of those passion projects that we had. We did make some dough off of it.
Okay,
We all had our own gigs on, you know, like the regular shit. You know?
got it. It was just a passion and a hobby that you guys, you know what I'm saying, were able to, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the impact of that show was, you know what I'm saying, was incredible, man. Has there been any offers from like major networks to like buy the rights from Mad Ciphers, you know, similar to the way like Twitter did with verses and shit like that? Or motherfuckers is just taking your ideas and running with
Fucking taking ideas and running.
Yeah, you see that shit up, man.
You see, like the BT cipher, you know, when that shit came on for the first time, you know, we got calls like, damn, like this shit is like Mad Ciphers a little bit.
it? That's That's crazy, man. But you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get credit where credit is due, and these artists that were able to, you know, have full-fledged careers. But when y'all see them, do they acknowledge you folks for, you know what I'm saying, making that initial that giving them that initial exposure?
Yeah, yeah. They when we bump into them, yeah, definitely. You get, you know, they definitely show the respect, the love. So yeah,
Appreciation, man.
it's hard to like not do that, you know, especially knowing that it all started there.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. Um, Gentlemen, tell us, where is Matt Cipher now in 2023?
Right now, we want to focus on doing a documentary eventually in the future.
Well
We're going
deserved.
to all that footage that we have in the vault. We got to put that all together and put out there for the public. You know what I'm saying? And we're still contemplating a bunch of different ideas and concepts. I mean, we still got like the IG page going, and and the IG page right now is more like showing respect and love and feeding the culture with dope artists, dope content. Um, that's pretty much it for the meantime.
Being the way the industry is right now, where you could basically, you know what I'm saying, get your own shine. You know, get your own. You could skip the labels. You could skip everything else. Are you guys still you know, giving up and coming artists, underground artists that exposure?
Not at the present moment, but we definitely, we just right now we're brainstorming right now.
Okay.
One thing about us that we prefer to stand out than to blend in. So we're always looking about that new idea, new concept, new way of showing these artists. Um, that's why we've been able to stand the test of time because of the fact that we've been always geared towards doing things different from everybody else. Yeah, we've been influenced, from other platforms from the past, such as video music, like you mentioned before, or Stretch Bobito. But taking these little things here and there and then making it your own is the key to longevity. But right now we're still brainstorming, thinking about different ways to get people that like. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about giving people the like. I mean that.
That's what's up. Yeah, I was gonna mention that, you know what I'm saying, the Stretch and Bobito documentary is incredible, you know what I'm saying? And even the video music box one that was released, you know, I believe last year, you
Yeah.
know, through Mass Appeal. That was, you know, that was a well-deserved, beautiful documentary. I can't wait, you know what I'm saying, to you know what I'm saying, see the release of the Mad Ciphers documentary. You know what I'm saying? That shit is well overdue, and you know what I'm saying. I definitely look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? Any artists in particular that we should be on the lookout for that y'all think that you know what I'm saying, is on the way, on the come up?
That's new right now, fresh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you would have asked me the question a couple years ago, I probably would have told you the answer. But right now, look, right now, to be honest with you, there's a big flux of artists, man, left and right, and
Hell yeah.
it's sometimes really hard to keep up, man. To be quite honest with you, the sound is different. What's being played in the airways is different from what we grew up listening to. Uh, do these artists have longevity? It remains to be seen. Can they expand from just being a regular artist and go into the movie lane and TV show lanes?
Yeah.
Who knows? But there's a lot of different ways to make money nowadays, and
Music is, yeah, music is like the stepping stone to your
Yeah,
brand, so to
right,
so
say.
that's just a way into like other shit now, you know.
right.
Facts, facts, facts. You know, you know, us being, you know, Dominican and, you know, and Latin and Latinos, how do y'all feel about the emergence of Latin trap and you know what I'm saying, and reggaeton and will have you ever had any of those artists appear on the show, you know, during that time as well?
Nah, not really, right? I remember I remember at one point people approaching us, right? But I felt like we felt like we didn't know enough when it first started, like when it started emerging, to actually like take the not take the chance, but like start looking into it. So we kind of like we were like, all right, let's wait because we don't know enough. But we did get approached. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was, you know, and I mean, if we're talking about the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? That was, you know, there was still like Daddy Yankee, Zion and Lennox and them that, you know what I'm saying, were making an impact over that time. I believe like Tego too, like was around that time as well. That, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those legends, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, were be, you know what I'm saying, were on the come up as well. That would have been ill, you know what I'm saying, if there would have been like some Spanish niggas coming through and just, you know what I'm saying, doing some Spanish shit as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, you know, as we approach, you know what I'm saying, you know, the finalization of this incredible interview, I got the brother Gabble and the brother Starling Crespo from Mad Ciphers, two of the three members of Mad Ciphers. Shout out to G. You know what I'm saying? What should we look forward to in 2023 from you guys?
Yeah, what you got?
No, I mean just right now, like I said before, we're just brainstorming right now.
Okay.
We're trying to see the whole picture of where the current this current state of the music industry is, and
Y'all trying
how
to maybe
and
rebrand Mad Ciphers and come, you know what I'm saying? Come through with some new shit.
yeah, we would like that might be a possibility. You know what I'm saying we just got to see what's out there and how do we fit in, where do we stand, and then go from there. Like I said before, we tend to try to stand out. That's the whole thing. Try to stand out. You know, we don't want to be like nobody else.
Yeah, and one of the things that we usually do is like we don't really we'll be working on something, not really
Keep
tell
it
people
low. You keep it low. Yeah.
until it
Definitely,
comes out and then have that impact again, you know?
definitely. And we can see the old episodes on YouTube.
We
Not
got
not full episodes, but like clips. You see clips here and there.
Okay.
But we do have all the episodes for our second wave that when we came back, the resurgence. We all those episodes are definitely on our YouTube channel.
Okay, so when you say resurgence, was there like a gap where you guys like took a break?
Yeah, we were
we had two gaps, right? So we had that first wave where
Mhm.
it was where we were on Mondays, and then our time slot got switched. That shit kind of fucked things up, and
Right.
then we kind of took a little break from it, and then we came back, and that's when you saw Mickey Fax. Because so there was like three waves. So each wave had its own people. Like the first one, that's where you saw Vado. That's where you saw Mills, people like that. Then the second wave, that's where you saw like Mickey Fax. So and then the third wave was when we went straight to YouTube, and that's where you saw the East, West Side Gun, and all the other people that came out after that. You know, so it was three waves.
Is there like anybody that was hot but never flourished? That comes to mind. That this nigga was ill. Dude, what's up? What happened to this dude? Like, you know what I mean?
I think there was a lot of people like that, man.
Okay.
I think there was. I
Okay.
can't think of anybody that comes to mind, but I feel like everybody that came on definitely had the potential to to blow up. Maybe it was something where they didn't believe in themselves enough.
Yeah.
Maybe the opportunities didn't present themselves to them. Who knows? But I feel like everybody that was on the show, for the most part, had the opportunity to get there. You know.
The guy, but anybody comes to mind that you was like, damn, this dude was hot. Whatever happened to this dude, man?
I mean, it's just a few. I can't pinpoint just one of them. But like Stalin said, either they didn't have the right people around them, or they didn't believe themselves. But the opportunity for them to make it and make an impact was definitely there at the time. Especially in the early stages, because the early stages of the show, we had artists that would go up to these labels, and these labels would pull up an episode of Mad Ciphers and show it to them, which was crazy.
That was like the resume, como quien
Right.
dice.
That was exactly, that was the resume for these artists. So especially in the early stages of Mad Ciphers, the artists definitely had a big opportunity there to make to be signed and make it big. But like I said before, it all comes down to the team and personally yourself, whether you want it bad enough.
Yeah.
That's a fact, man. They had an advantage to show their skills on your platform, man. Maybe what I'm saying. I guess sometimes life just take its course, and the ambition for your talent. They say that there's a lot of brothers out there that was better than Michael Jordan. That never made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, consistency beats talent, man.
Facts.
If you're very consistent and you believe in yourself, that's just gonna shine through. So
facts, and that's a gem that I want my audience, to take into account. You know what I'm saying? You can have a dream, but if you're not consistent and persistent, it's just a dream, man. You gotta stay at it, man. And gentlemen, tell everybody your social media where we could, reach out and continue, the support for Starlin and Gabo and G and just the entire Mad Ciphers platform.
Yeah, on IG, just Mad Ciphas TV. That's MADCIPHAS TV, and also on YouTube as well. Just stay tuned. Like I mentioned before, I just keep an eye out.
That documentary coming through, huh?
Yes, sir. We gotta make that happen.
Yeah, man. That's what about you, Starlin? What can we reach out to you, brother?
I'm a low key guy, man. So just
No
follow
instant.
I'm out there, but you might hit request and I might deny it.
Decline.
But follow Mad Ciphers, man. That's where to go.
Yeah, that's a hug.
So you were mostly a behind the scenes, always type of fella, Starlin. That's what I'm saying. Your shit was like the idea, and I'm gonna stay.
In the beginning, I used to come out. I will appear on the show only because I had to.
Okay.
But once like Gabo and G showed up, I just took a step back because I was more of the recording and the editing. So, but in the beginning, there was nobody there to really kind of, you kind of had to put like a face to it. So that's when I would be on it. But after that, I just took a step back and I would just do the recording and the editing.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, you seem like a, like a humble, laid back dude and shit. You remind me of Biggs, of Rockefeller and the behind the scenes guy, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said though, man, shout out to you guys for, creating this incredible platform, that it's standing the test of time regardless, man. People still talking about it, people still remember it, and and your favorite artists, some of your favorite artists right now is popping because of what these two gentlemen, including G, was able to create, for the world and the culture, man. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for taking your time and being here with me. Gabo, you've been a real one since day one. I appreciate you, brother. Starlin, it was a pleasure meeting you. Hopefully we could click up again soon, and I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate everyone and tuning in. Thank you for watching the Heights Chronicles, supporting the Heights Chronicles. Make sure you follow on Instagram and hit that subscribe button on YouTube as well. And till next time, keep it going and keep it growing.
So let's go. The Heights Chronicles, Heights Chronicles. What's the topic of the day we live to debate? The Heights Chronicles, Heights Chronicles. Let's talk about it, have a seat, let's talk about it. The Heights Chronicles, Heights Chronicles. What's the topic of the day we live to debate? The Heights Chronicles, Heights Chronicles. Let's talk about it, have a seat, let's talk about it, listen.